Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really significant time in life, adolescence.
Right. And our way in is this lovely piece, El Joven Despertar. It captures a conversation, a really thoughtful one, between a mother, Dayris, and her daughter, Elba.
Yeah, Elba's just getting to that age, and you can really feel Dayris preparing for it.
It's so deliberate, isn't it?
Well,
She's
yeah.
not just letting it happen. She's actively creating this moment to connect with Elba about what's coming. It feels very intentional, very caring.
Exactly. And the setting, a walk in the park, they grab an ice cream, find a bench. It just feels like the perfect, relaxed way to have this, well, pretty important conversation.
For sure. So our plan today is really to unpack that conversation. What are the nuggets of wisdom in there?
Right. What can we pull out that helps us understand adolescence better? Whether, you're going through it now or you're parenting someone who is.
Or even if you're just curious about this whole transformation.
So where does the conversation start? What's the opening theme?
Well, Dayris kicks it off with some really beautiful imagery. She tells Elba that adolescence is like spring for a seed.
Oh.
Like this time that's just bursting with potential, for growth, for transformation. She talks about blossoming in ways Elba can't even imagine yet.
That's lovely.
And she uses another one, too, the caterpillar in its cocoon.
Ah, the butterfly analogy. Classic for transformation.
Exactly. Preparing to emerge as this unique butterfly with its own special colors, its own way of flying, it really sets the stage for individuality.
That butterfly idea.
Yeah.
It's powerful, isn't it? Because it covers both the inside and the outside changes, you'd say.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just, looking different. There's that huge internal shift happening.
Like the caterpillar completely rearranging itself.
Precisely. The whole structure changes inside the chrysalis. And adolescence, well, it involves massive neurological shifts, emotional restructuring. It all leads to this new, unique person.
And then internal work, it naturally shows up on the outside, too.
Which leads right into the physical stuff.
Yeah, the really obvious changes. Dayris tackles that directly, right?
He does. Talks about the growth spurts, all the bodily changes. But she frames it quite simply.
How so?
She just says the body is building a new version of you.
I like that. Simple, relatable, not too clinical.
And helpful, because it acknowledges it's a big deal. It's not just, small adjustments. It's a major biological project the body's undertaking.
The speed of it is pretty incredible, too.
Yeah. Apparently the only time you grow faster is when you're a baby.
Wow. Okay, so that's the physical. But then there's the whole emotional world. Dayris calls it a roller coaster of feelings.
Which just sounds about right, doesn't it? For anyone who's been through it or seen it.
Totally.
And importantly, she normalizes it. She points out it's not just drama for drama's sake. The brain is literally rewiring itself.
Especially the parts dealing with emotions.
Right. So you get these intense feelings, these shifts that can seem unpredictable. But Dayris reassures Elba, the bursts of joy, the energy, but also feeling extra sensitive, maybe confused sometimes.
It's all part of the package.
Exactly. Part of the brain maturing, processing all these new sensations and experiences.
It's okay to feel all those things. That's a key message.
Definitely.
Okay, so after emotions, Dayris brings up the social side, right? That pull towards peers.
That natural curiosity, she calls it, to find kids your own age, share things, build friendships.
And she uses those animal analogies.
Yeah, the pack of lions, group of playful dolphins, flock of birds. They're great visual.
What do those tell us, really, about that need to connect?
Well, they tap into something really deep, don't they? That fundamental human drive for belonging, for being part of a group.
Like a survival instinct, almost.
Sort of, yeah. If you think evolutionarily, being in a group meant safety, resources. That instinct to find your tribe, it's still incredibly strong.
Especially when you're starting to figure out who you are, separate from your family.
Exactly, exploring your place in that bigger social world.
But, and this feels really important, Dayris immediately follows that up with a warning, almost.
About staying true to yourself.
Yes. Don't change just to fit in. She really hammers that point home.
She says, genuine friends will like you for you, quirks and all.
That's such a vital message. Because there's a real tension there, isn't there?
Oh, huge. The pull to belong versus needing to be authentic. It's maybe the central tension of adolescence.
And Dayris is guiding Elba, saying real connection doesn't mean becoming a clone. It's about finding people who value the real you.
Quality over quantity, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so from connection to needing space. that comes next.
It does. The need for personal space, time for self-reflection. Dayris connects it to Elba's little special corner she has at home,
Right.
but explains that during adolescence, that need kind of expands. It's not just about a physical spot anymore. It's also about mental space, time for introspection.
So moving from a physical hideaway to needing time inside your own head.
Exactly. And this isn't about being antisocial or pushing people away, although it might look like that sometimes.
It's more constructive than that.
Much more. It's really vital time to process everything that's going on, the changes, the feelings, the social stuff, to start figuring out, okay, who am I in the midst of all this?
It's essential for building your identity.
Totally. Dayris uses another nice analogy here, like giving a plant's roots space to grow strong. Without that space, the growth gets kind of stuck.
That makes a lot of sense. Reframing alone time as necessary, not negative. And this idea of figuring out who you are, that leads into exploring interests, doesn't it?
Yes. Dayris calls adolescence an exciting expedition to discover your inner self.
An expedition like that.
Yeah, and she talks about how specific interests start popping up. You know, suddenly you're really into art, or maybe it's sports, or thinking about the universe, or animals.
Those sparks of curiosity.
Right, and exploring those is like finding pieces of your own personal puzzle.
Putting yourself together bit by bit.
And she encourages Elba to try new things, which is so important. You might uncover talents or passions you never knew you had.
It's permission to explore without pressure to have it all figured out.
Exactly. It's about discovering different parts of the world, and through that, discovering different parts of yourself.
Such a positive way to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the final crucial piece Dayris offers.
Support. Making it crystal clear that Elba isn't going through any of this alone.
That's huge.
Absolutely. She reassures her that help and understanding are always there. She emphasizes her own role, not just as mom, but as a friend, too.
And mentions the wider family network as well.
Right. Just knowing you have people, trusted adults, who will listen without judging, offer some guidance. It's like a safety net, isn't it?
It lets you be brave, maybe.
Well,
knowing there's backup.
Exactly. It allows you to explore, to push boundaries, to figure things out, but with that sense of security underneath. That open, supportive relationship Dayris is reinforcing is just invaluable.
Absolutely. So when you pull it all together, this conversation paints adolescence as this really dynamic time full of growth, self-discovery, connection.
And challenges, too, let's be honest. It's complex, but the potential is immense.
So the key takeaways seem pretty clear. Embrace the changes.
Value who you uniquely are.
You make time for that inner reflection.
Explore what genuinely interests you.
And, maybe most importantly, know that it's okay to lean on people, to seek support.
You've got it. Those are the core messages woven through that mother-daughter chat.
Right. And maybe a final thought to leave everyone with, drawing on that butterfly idea Dayris used. Think about your own journey. What are the unique colors, the specific way you fly that emerged during your adolescence or that you've developed since?
Oh, that's interesting.
How have all those experiences, the growth, the connections, the finding yourself, shaped the unique and, well, special butterfly you are still becoming?
Yeah.
Something to reflect on?
Definitely something to mull over.
That's our deep dive for today. Thanks for exploring this with us.